Meet the most capable CR-V Honda has ever dreamed of. The all-new CR-V Trail Sport Hybrid. With all-terrain tires and available enhanced traction control, it's built for wherever the day takes you. Heated front seats and a heated steering wheel, ideal for winter drives and crisp early starts. And with generous cargo space, it's ready for big gear and even bigger getaways. The CR-V Trail Sport Hybrid. Learn more at honda.com/CRV.
Rated T for teen.
Each year, thousands of adults lose their shred. It's an epidemic simply known as shred loss. But it doesn't have to be this way. Because rekindling your shred is as easy as playing the new Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4. With new parks, cross-platform multiplayer, and sick new game modes, we can put an end to shred loss everywhere. Get the new Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 and show the world that the shred's not dead. Pre-order Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 and play the Foundry demo.
Abstract. This article explores the limitations of traditional performance metrics commonly used in organizations and proposes alternative approaches for measuring what truly drives success in the modern workplace. It is argued that an overreliance on narrowly quantitative targets can distort priorities, undermine employee well-being and job satisfaction, dilute customer focus, and even encourage unethical behaviors. While metrics provide useful data, a more holistic view is needed to account for important qualitative factors linked to engagement, collaboration, innovation, and outcomes. The article then outlines methods for systematically measuring soft skills and intangible attributes through surveys, interviews, feedback discussions, and job design analysis. Practical examples are also provided of leading companies that have operationalized blended quantitative-qualitative systems focusing more on people than numbers alone. A multifaceted, outcomes-based model is advocated for building high performance sustainably over the long term. Since the beginning of the industrial era, organizations have relied heavily on quantitative metrics to gauge performance and productivity. While metrics provide useful data, focusing too narrowly on numbers can distort priorities and undermine what truly drives long-term success: people. After decades spent in academia and consulting, I've witnessed firsthand how misguided measurement practices can demotivate employees and damage company culture. There is a better way forward that leverages qualitative data to cultivate engaged workers and high performance. Today, we will explore alternative approaches that get to the heart of what matters most in the modern workplace. Traditional metrics, shortcomings, and unintended consequences. Traditional performance metrics revolve around easily quantifiable outputs like revenue, profits, units produced, and transactions completed. Piccolo and Colquitt. 2006. However, reliance on narrow numeric targets can breed unhealthy behaviors and neglect important qualitative factors.
Does it ever feel like you're a marketing professional just speaking into the void? Well, with LinkedIn ads, you can know you're reaching the right decision makers. You can even target buyers by job title, industry, company, seniority, skills. Wait, did I say job title yet? Get started today and see how you can avoid the void and reach the right buyers with LinkedIn ads. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Polestar. There's only one true way to experience the all-electric luxury SUV Polestar 3, and that's to take a test drive. It can go from 0 to 60 in as little as 4.8 seconds with the dynamic handling of a sports car. But to truly understand how it commands the road, you need to be behind the wheel. Up to 350 miles of range, the 3D surround sound system by Bowers & Wilkins. It's all something you have to experience to believe. So book your test drive for Polestar 3 today at polestar.com.
If you went on a road trip and you didn't stop for a Big Mac or drop a crispy fry between the car seats or use your McDonald's bag as a placemat, then that wasn't a road trip. It was just a really long drive. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Between two-factor authentication, strong passwords, and a VPN, you try to be in control of how your info is protected. But many other places also have it, and they might not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for 40% off. Terms apply.
G. Customer satisfaction, job satisfaction, collaboration, shown to impact organizational outcomes. Guzzo et al. 1987. Hackman and Oldham, 1980. When bonuses and rewards hinge entirely on quantitative metrics. Employees may focus solely on reaching targets rather than understanding customer needs or innovating in a sustainable way. Lawler et al. 1995. This leads to gaming the system through corner-cutting or distorted reporting. Anderson and Cheng. 2018. Banker et al. 1996. Job satisfaction, collaboration, and innovation suffer. Traditional metrics give little consideration to employee well-being, teamwork, or creativity, despite their proven importance. Gagné and Deci. 2005. Oldham and Cummings, 1996. Workers start to view their efforts instrumentally rather than taking pride in high-quality work. Amabile et al. 2004. Continuous improvements and new ideas are stifled when daily tasks revolve around chasing numbers. Hunter et al. 2007. Customer focus is diluted. When financial targets overshadow all else, employees lose sight of their customers' real problems and needs. Gupta and Zeitaml. 2006. Quantity and speed trump quality of interactions or solutions. Heatherly et al. 2001. Dissatisfied customers will gradually opt for alternatives as customer service erodes. Reicheld. 2003. Gaming and unethical behaviors surface. Under undue metric pressure, some will prioritize appearances over substance by manipulating data or cutting corners undetectably. Banker et al. 1996. A narrow focus on maximizing short-term metrics encourages unethical decisions that damage long-term sustainability and trust. Kamer. 2000. Ordonez et al. 2009. Clearly, traditional metrics are limited and come with serious downsides if taken too far. A broader view is needed to get the full picture of what creates value in today's knowledge economy. But how can qualitative factors be measured effectively? Measuring soft skills and intangibles. Quantitative metrics provide a simple, standardized way to track performance but fail to capture many drivers of organizational success. Qualitative data like employee engagement, collaboration, adaptability, and customer satisfaction are equally if not more important, yet inherently more difficult to quantify. Guest, 2011. Thankfully, alternative measurement approaches have emerged that offer valid, reliable insights into soft constructs. Surveys. Carefully designed surveys using validated scales can measure qualitative attributes like employee engagement, well-being, leadership, innovation climate, and more. Harter et al. 2002. Regular, pulse checks via brief anonymous surveys identify issues early and track improvements over time. Gallup. 2017. Interviews and focus groups. Speaking directly with employees, customers, and stakeholders via individual or group interviews surfaces valuable qualitative feedback and stories that surveys alone may miss. Mack et al. 2005. Themes, sentiments, and suggestions gleaned provide a human perspective. Performance discussions. Structured, developmental conversations between managers and direct reports can evaluate competencies more holistically while checking in on well-being. Priorities and goals. Pitchler, 2012. Qualitative feedback is shared and documented for individual development. Multisource, 360-degree feedback. Gathering confidential input from one's manager, peers, direct reports, customers, and others reveal strengths and weaknesses across critical soft skills from varied perspectives. Church and Wachlowski. 1998. This promotes balanced, helpful self-awareness. Job design analysis. Analyzing tasks and responsibilities reveals whether roles are structured to best utilize employees' varying skill sets. Keeping work engaging and meaningful, Hackman and Oldham. 1980. Opportunities for more autonomy, variety, impact, and feedback come to light. With the right tools and approach, qualitative attributes shown to really impact performance can be monitored systematically and actionably. Forward-thinking companies now blend both types of data for a complete picture. Putting it into practice, leading organizations are already recognizing that people, not numbers alone, drive performance in today's economy. Let's examine how innovative firms have operationalized a more holistic, outcomes-based approach. Salesforce. Rather than obsess over quarterly targets, Salesforce's culture code focuses on fostering trust, customer success, innovation, and equality. Taylor, 2019. Compensation weighs customer satisfaction highly. Leaderboards acknowledge top countries, teams for new ideas over closed deals. Keeping collaboration and creativity strong. Google. While revenues are tracked, Google prioritizes employee well-being, diversity and learning over individual metrics. Perks like free meals, on-site services, and optional 20% creative time encourage work-life integration and outside-the-box thinking. O'Brien. 2018. Surveys and feedback help management support needs. Zappos. Zappos thrives through cultivating a familial, values-driven culture where individuals are empowered. C. 2010. Strong company bonds are crucial, so qualitative factors like mentorship, friendliness and fun come before bottom lines. Regular surveys and anonymous feedback steer continuous improvements. Adobe. Adobe examines engagement and innovation factors for each team along with financial targets. Managers receive coaching on people skills, with quantitative performance metrics constituting only 30% of annual reviews. Lee. 2015. Development supersedes discipline to strengthen leadership and adaptability. Conclusion: as society progresses, so too must workplaces recognize that non-financial drivers like relationships, well-being and personal growth increasingly matter to employees and shape business results. Though traditional metrics provide important data, a narrow focus on numbers to the exclusion of qualitative factors risks damaging culture and losing sight of what really creates value. A blended approach that systematically measures both hard and soft outputs offers a complete picture upon which to build high performance sustainably over the long term. When organizations prioritize treating people, not numbers, as their most important asset, both business success and humanity stand to benefit. It is time we redefined what matters at work from a more holistic perspective.